Hi, good evening, conscious parenting twins, Preeti Rujwani, Soul and Style, Upsurge. Thank you, Amarpreet, Merotra 6044 for joining us tonight. Drishti Bhatija, hi. Good evening, guys. Today we are going to be discussing a very different topic about dream jobs, about returning moms, about manifesting a dream job, also about how we can handle tough times at work. We have a very great expert personality joining us who is going to give us a lot of information on how we can get the kind of job that we are looking for, and also be able to make the best choice possible with the skill set that she will share with us, and how we can even have growth in our work. So there are tips to help us grow in that space. I will be very delighted to talk to our guest, Chinmayee Abbey. She is an entrepreneur and she very rightly calls herself the chief optimist. She is a professional coach at Change Your Story, a speaker, an aspiring author, a corporate coach for many companies. She offers coaching to key members and teams to enhance results in performance, productivity, and engagement. She's also a dear friend, and I'm very proud to have her with us tonight. And you too will be benefiting a lot with whatever she has to share tonight. So I'm adding Chinmay to our discussion. Please stay with us.
Hi.
Oh, good evening, Chinmay.
Hi, Kiran. How are you?
I'm
Can
very
you
well.
hear?
Thank you so much. All well. We are. There's a little bandwidth issue. All okay? You can hear me?
I can. Just give me a sec. I'm not able to hear you on my AirPods. Just give me a sec. I'll just reset that one more time. Wow, I'm so glad we are finally talking.
Yes, yes. Much awaited discussion.
I
And
know,
the
and
audience also will be happy to know.
especially after the fiasco last Tuesday. So
That's
I
all
want
right.
to apologize to all our viewers here because last week I and Kiran both struggled to make this work. There was some technical error, but I'm so glad we are here today.
Yes. We are very proud to have you, Chinmay, joining us, both those events and Unimo together. As you know, Unimo is the largest platform for moms across Instagram and Facebook. We have over 500,000 followers who are going to be viewing this some other. So you know the type of reach you're going to get tonight. And I, Kiran Bajaj, and you have been friends. So it's such a pleasure to host you. And thank you so much for being there. So before we begin, let me dive straight into your personal journey and how you landed up in being chief at Story.
Sure, Kiran. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. I know this is an amazing community of women at I Am Unimo and all the moms, which make them even more powerful. So, Kiran, just before I start, can you hear me clearly, or is there an echo and some voice in the background?
It's okay. You're pretty audible. Fair enough.
Okay,
Am
because
I audible?
yes, you are very clearly. I'm unable to get you on my airport, so I can switch off the AC if it's creating any noise.
As of now, it's okay. We can continue.
Okay,
No problem.
awesome. So great then, Kiran, you asked about me. My name is Chinmay, and how did Change Your Story happen? Okay, I'll try to cut the story short. Uh, uh, I have about 17 years of work experience, and in my last corporate job where I was managing HR, so I was going through my own personal transformation, and especially when I had my daughter. And I reached a point where you wake up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, and you wonder that what am I doing? I'm leaving my kid back home. Is this job even worth it? Am I doing justice to my time, to my life purpose? And that triggered a lot of questions thereafter. And I remember specifically this particular day, it must have been 2011, since I was in the HR, I was taking care of the entire gamut, recruiting people, interviewing people. And I happened to be interviewing a very senior person that day for the leadership team. And I remember asking him that you're doing so well in your life, why are you looking for the stage? And you won't imagine, you won't believe, Kiran, he started narrating and telling me his reasons, but it was no brainer that uh, all that was something he was just trying to convince me and share the superficial reasons. But deep down, I understood that just like me, this person too is looking for something out there. So that was my eureka moment, and and then I started to look and notice the same pattern everywhere. That every 6 months a year, people are looking for jobs. They're just going on shifting, quitting, looking for new jobs. So what is that triggers them? What is that keeps them so unhappy and dissatisfied? And that's when I said, somebody has to address this at the fundamental level, which is when my career coach was born and my company Change Your Story was born. So at Change Your Story, we basically empower people to discover meaningful professional goals and handle them on their journey to get there happier, faster, stronger with our services in career coaching, resume writing, LinkedIn profile rebranding, interview coaching, and for people across the board, senior people, mid-level executives across industries. So that's what I do, and that's my journey. So I can say that it's not a coincidence that you invited me for this amazing group of mothers, because it's only when I became a mother, I also gave birth to my company. That's
Wow,
when this whole transformation happened. Yeah.
good to know. So it's a dual thing that you got into, both professionally and personally.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
So, like you, you were not exactly a returning mom, Chinmay, but in today's scenario, post-COVID, there are some moms who are wanting to return back to work, and they have their priorities placed, and now they want to definitely make the most out of their careers. What
Right.
is on returning moms in today's times?
Can you repeat the last part, last sentence? What
What take?
dash for the returning mom?
What is your take on returning moms? How's the scenario like? What would you guide them to look into a particular kind of industry? I want you to be general here, not specifically talking about any industry as such.
Right, right. Kiran, what I want to say to all the moms out there is that you may be 25 or you may be 45 or 55. You can start your career and restart your career as many times as you want. Wherever you are, you can just start from there. All right.
Hmm.
And it's very interesting that, our audiences are all women, and so I can take the liberty to say this, that most of the time, and I speak with women leaders across the globe with amazing A grade, A class companies, having a wonderful career, a seat at the table, and everything. But I think somewhere deep down, it is what stops us from succeeding in life, or say in restarting our careers, so to speak, with reference to your question, is that we stand in our own way.
Hmm.
The fact that there are only 13% people in India, women in India on the leadership level, and only 35% across the globe,
Right.
vis-a-vis 65% men, is not because we are less capable, but because we doubt ourselves. We don't ask for it. We don't ask for it when we know we deserve.
Yeah.
And perhaps men, they are very comfortable in asking for what they think they deserve. I think that's the biggest problem. And of course, numbers are showing that we are getting better and better, but yet it's a long road ahead.
Right. So diversity talking about here. When I know that
Yes.
in India, they are talking about having a certain percentage of women on the leadership positions, especially. So
You're absolutely right, Kiran. But still, it's a long route, because for now, if I can say this, it's still a lip service. I know we are all under that pressure. Everybody's talking about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. But how many of the companies genuinely want to do this? Is
yeah.
it just the next big thing where we want to just belong? कि हमारा इतना percentage हो गया. And by the way, inclusion also means a lot of other things, not just men, women, gender ratio, right? So that is that, and coming back to where we started from, few things about women who want to return. So number one, you can start wherever you are. Two, I think also knowing your why. Why are you getting into a certain role? And I'm not talking specifically about a job because job is very myopic. I want to take the entire career view here,
Yes.
which could be a collection of jobs, could be your entire professional journey. Because then
Right.
we are talking about a long-term view. We are not
Mm-hmm.
just talking about getting a paycheck, and there's nothing wrong with that, but we are not just looking at job as a one specific transaction, but we are looking at how is it adding value to me, to my family, to the society, to my clients, to my organization.
True,
So know
true.
your why, very important, and stay relevant, especially now post-COVID times. You know, we are in times of Industry 4.0. So are you making enough effort to upskill yourselves to stay relevant?
Yeah.
Digital transformation is the name of the game. If you are still stuck in 2017, where you said, I am not so good, मुझे मोबाइल पे ये प्रॉब्लम होता है या मुझे ईमेल्स नहीं समझ में आता है या ये सोशल मीडिया में प्रॉब्लम है, you will just be left behind, right?
Right.
Sorry to say, but that's the tide we are in, right? You like it or you don't like it, this is what it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to, it's no more a desirable skill, but you have these skills. So
Correct.
upskill yourself, stay relevant. Especially when we talk about mothers, we want to do it all. And as the great Indra Nui says that you cannot have it all,
Mm.
right? There's no way you can have it all. I have a slightly different opinion, with all due respect to her, that who wants it all? You
Mm.
know, Kiran, who wants it all? As women, as mothers, we want to have a decent space in our homes, to bring up children and do a good job at parenting, and
Mm-hmm.
have somebody at work where I know if I'm putting in 10 hours at work, my work is being appreciated, I get my due. That's all
Correct.
we want,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we should be open about asking for what we deserve and what we desire,
Mm-hmm.
and creating a structure around it. You know, I cannot delegate motherhood, but I can delegate cleanliness, right? I can delegate errands. I can delegate and, you know, make a grocery list and ask Big Bazaar to deliver at home. You know, so mundane tasks,
Yeah.
create structures for that, and do it unapologetically, because there's indeed you can't have it all. You can't do it all by yourself, but for sure you can make your choices. You can
Yeah.
have your top five or top three.
Yeah.
So create a structure. And when it comes to your professional outlook, you know, own up your break. You may have taken a maternity break, या शायद आप आगे पढ़ना चाहते थे, या मे बी फैमिली इश्यूज की वजह से या कुछ पर्सनल प्रॉब्लम क्राइसिस की वजह से आपने कुछ ब्रेक लिया.
Mm.
मैंने देखा है कि हमेशा से ना वी आर ऑलवेज प्लेइंग ऑन द डिफेंसिव, किरण.
Mm-hmm.
एज
Yeah.
अरे मेरे पास मैंने ब्रेक ले लिया तो अभी मैं पीछे रह गई, राइट?
Yeah. Yeah.
जबकि even men take breaks, right? Even men take sabbaticals. Even they
Yeah.
take care of their parents and take a break sometimes.
True.
So, you know, if we can reach a point where we can start owning a break, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe because of maternity or whatever XYZ reason, मैंने वो break लिया क्योंकि मेरे लिए कुछ और उस time important था. And I had the audacity and clarity to choose my priority. So,
Correct.
rather than trying to think about how will I explain in the interview or in the resume, you have to own up your truth, own up your story, because आप खुद
Yeah.
अगर अपने में believe नहीं करोगे तो आप किसी और को कैसे convince करोगे, right?
True. Very true.
So rather than worrying about the break, we should worry and think about how can I justify कि मैंने उस break में क्या किया, क्या value लाया अपने लिए, अपनी family के लिए, या शायद professionally अपने आप को upgrade किया. And then of course when you go back to work, you have to brand yourself. You have to have your priorities right, which is something we all know. But how many people actually do it, right?
Yeah.
And the bottom line is ask for what you deserve
Yeah.
when it's due.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, like you said, we were discussing about manifesting a dream job. We spoke about returning moms. Now they are looking at a job. All of us have dream jobs. I'm sure you will agree. And how can one actually make that happen, in your view?
Sure. So yeah, and I'm not sure if a dream job really exists. My
Hmm.
first question to you,
Yeah.
in fact.
Yeah.
Because more often than not, dream job is like an idea. It's like a utopic world we create. कि कुछ तो dream job है
हाँ.
out there, है ना? जैसे वो कभी किसी जन्म में हमको हमको किसी जन्म में मिल जाएगी, है ना? इस जन्म में नहीं मिलेगी. So there is this idea that we fantasize about, right? But I believe that, and I know I've seen this work. The great Earl Nightingale says, "You become what you think," right? So my question to everybody who wants to think about the dream job is: one, do you know what your dream job looks like?
Hmm.
Right? For all the Facebooks in the world, for all the Googles, क्या लोग वहाँ job नहीं छोड़ते? Isn't it, Kiran? Isn't it
होते हैं
ironic?
बिल्कुल. Chinmay, we are losing you. There's a little buffer. I think you should wait till.
You can see me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I could
So,
see you.
so
Only you were buffering. I could.
Acha, okay. Awesome. So you become what you think, and do you know what you think? Do you know what your dream job looks like? Have you taken out the needed time to zero it down that this is my dream job, this is the company I want to work with, and the reason I want to work with this company is because fill in the blanks. Is it because of the great paycheck? Is it because it is going to be closer to your home? Is it because it's a great brand? Is it because it has a great culture? Is it because of the great product and you are passionate about products and you want to do a product engineering or things like that? So, you know, have you taken the needed time to work and think and articulate what your dream job looks like? And more, as I'm saying, more often than not, for all you know, people are already working in their dream jobs, but they don't
Yeah,
acknowledge it.
possible.
Because when
Yeah, yeah.
everything looks okay, perfect, then they're thinking, yaar, abhi mundane ho gaya, monotonous ho gaya, let me find another job. So it's an endless
Correct.
game, Kiran. And so when we talk of dream job, I think make it a reality. Whatever your dream job is, zero it down. What does it take to get here? And then when I get here, will I feel fulfilled? Will I be not feel fulfilled, but will this bring me meaning and fulfillment and happiness? And if yes, what actions are you going to take to achieve it?
Yeah,
Right? So it is about not just fantasizing or thinking it's utopia, but really making it reality. And वो तो आपके ही हाथ में है.
बिल्कुल. तो अभी आप ये बताएं
I don't know
कि
if that answered your question, Kiran. Did it?
it did. I mean, I understand. I totally agree with you when you say that dream jobs really, really don't exist. And also the fact that you may be in your dream job and you don't know that you are there already.
Correct.
So it's
Correct.
about
Correct.
realizing, being very mindful about what you want in life, and then you will
Exactly.
realize,
Exactly.
so you can
Absolutely.
actually gain. Yeah. So, like Chinmay, we were discussing, I have moms on our platform here who have been struggling with their work-life balance. A lot has been spoken about the work-life balance. I'm sure even you will have something to add to that. So, we would like to hear from you, for the mothers, how can they manage this if they are struggling?
Well, I have also struggled with it myself, and there are still times when there are things which are competing for your attention. So there is no formula, unfortunately, Kiran. Everybody
Yeah.
has to find their own, to his own. But here are some basic insights that I can share from my life and what I have seen while coaching people, women, when I've seen them implementing it and finding it really helpful. Let me begin by asking you, अगर आप गाड़ी चला रहे हो, if you drive, and मान लीजिए your GPS says कि there is a heavy traffic on this lane. What do you do, Kiran?
Nothing, you have to wait for the traffic to open or you change your route.
You change your route, right? So you course correct. You course
Yeah.
correct. You do not change. आप ये नहीं बोलते हो कि चलो आज घर नहीं जाते.
हाँ.
you know या हमको डिनर पे कहीं जाना था लेकिन वो लोग वेट कर रहे हैं, छोड़ो आज कैंसिल करते हैं, राइट? You course correct. Now,
Correct.
I know it's counterintuitive and I don't mean to oversimplify this, but frankly, I think सबसे बड़े secrets life के बहुत simplicity में होते हैं.
Hmm.
And so in my experience, I've seen that we struggle so much because we want to go against the flow of life, which means that people actually change destination. We
Yeah.
live in digital world, binary, sorry, zero, one, black, white. या तो करियर चाहिए या तो बच्चे चाहिए, या तो घर एकदम परफेक्ट होना चाहिए, टाइम विद माय हस्बैंड चाहिए, या करियर चाहिए, टाइम विद माय बॉस चाहिए. so it is like we are always doing this or that. So
Correct.
what I want to propose and share is that most of the times, if we know what we really want, our top 5 or top 3, what are
Hmm.
our anchors in life, what really grounds us,
Yeah.
तो यू कैन इजीली कोर्स करेक्ट. ठीक है, अभी मैं ये जॉब नहीं कर पा रही हूँ, या मुझे मुझे मान लीजिए अगर मैं ड्राइविंग का एग्जांपल मुझे कहीं और पहुंचना है, बट क्योंकि ट्रैफिक है मैं एक डिटूर ले सकती हूँ, मे बी इट्स लेंथियर रूट, but at least I know that eventually I will come back on my track, right? So when the tides are strong, the captain of the ship decides to take a detour or maybe veers the ship by 15 degrees, for instance. उतना कॉन्फिडेंस और करेज उसके पास होता है कि उस रास्ते पे उतना ट्रैफिक नहीं मिलेगा या वहां पे स्ट्रॉन्ग स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं होगा, राइट? एंड व्हेन यू कैन डू दैट विद कॉन्फिडेंस, also with support of your champions in life, your family, then they've got your back. Even if you were to go wrong, it's all right. You can always come back on track. So number one, course correct. Do not change the destination. Course correct. Don't get into choosing one over the other. Both are equally important for you. Create a structure which can enable you and facilitate this journey for you. So one, course correct. Two, have a structure, as I was sharing a while ago. Create a structure. Have your champions in life. एक PTM मिस करना पड़े तो कोई बात नहीं. Let the husband go, or have your mother-in-law chip in, or maybe somebody else who you trust. हम सबसे बड़े दुश्मन हम खुद हैं अपने. We stand in our own way. Yeah. So yeah, I want to keep it very basic and simple, Kiran. Course correction करिए और create a structure which empowers you.
Nice. एंड अभी जैसे हमने इसके बारे में बात की, अभी जैसे लोग जॉब में वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस कर लेते हैं, एंड वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस के साथ साथ एवरीबडी वांट्स टू ग्रो. तो ग्रोथ के लिए आर देयर एनी टिप्स एंड एनी हैक्स दैट यू कैन शेयर फॉर them to ensure that whatever effort is being put in is being paid off and they are happy?
Yes. That's a wonderful question, Kiran. And I also want to go back to the last question when I said about creating a structure and course correction. The third thing which is very important, which I have missed, is that we feel very apologetic about having boundaries. So when I talk about priorities, we also have to talk about boundaries. Having strong boundaries, personal life, professional life. Overcommit, हम लोग overcommit करते हैं और फिर we end up burning out or over delivering, under delivering, right? So I always believe in under committing and over delivering. So boundaries are very important. I think that's a prerequisite before you can talk about balance in life.
Right.
So coming back to growth, how can you grow? I think what has worked for me in my life is, I think, a lot of me time. So I think we should, and I really can't exaggerate this enough and say enough of this, that a time in a corner on this planet in your day, in 24 hours, where you do just nothing. Just do nothing. Call it whatever you want. Meditation का नाम दे दीजिए या spirituality का नाम दे दीजिए, but place where you can just be and you do just nothing, because it is moments like these when you can connect with your own self, your own subconscious mind, and if you can just be with yourself and breathe and actually feel the air getting inside of your nostrils and exiting, so just be, because that's the space you need to ask questions, and when you ask questions you do receive a lot of answers. So again, coming back to the same point, that अगर हमें grow करना है तो हमें अपने रास्ते से खुद हटना पड़ेगा. We have to just get out of the way and try and match up the flow of life. And in order to do that, we should find that me time, and we should breathe, and we should ask questions, and don't judge yourself. We are always constantly judging and evaluating ourselves, right?
That's right.
And I also do that. The only way I could get over it, and the only way, let me share a personal example. The only way I could get over it is I stopped giving myself so much of importance. I stopped taking myself so seriously, because I am just one ordinary person. And if I am talking about transforming millions of lives, I am just being a medium. And if I only focus on myself, there is no way I can serve people. So stop judging yourself, make mistakes, that's okay, and own them up. And whenever you have these questions, that is when you can access your subconscious mind and find these answers. And when the strong insights come, then you record it. Try and make, record it so that you don't miss onto those golden nuggets.
Right.
These are some of the tips I have for growth. Yeah.
a lot of this has come out post-COVID, Chinmay, where people are talking about writing down what your thoughts are, because you are like all fogged up there, so much going on, and
Yeah.
especially when they were trying to do so much together, and
Hmm.
post this is another struggle which people are like going back to work is becoming another struggle because we're so comfortable working at home that now
Yes.
the working has started and people are struggling to go back to the offices. So yeah, that's
Yes.
a change in the setup right now. I'm sure we'll get back to the normal very soon, but people are now not being able to settle in the current scenario, and especially when there are newer jobs. So are you having any ideas or any tips on
So, so Kiran, I would say that any change can be daunting, right?
yeah, yeah,
I think the biggest transformer of our generation has been COVID, right? But I think that's also the beauty of being human that हम लोग adjust कर लेते हैं. Time लगता है, and of course there are some irreparable losses also. People have lost lives. People have
yes,
lost their loved ones. I don't want to take away the gravity of the situation by just saying something frivolous here. But since this was a big change, now going back to offices is also a big change. But it has also taught businesses to transform themselves. When a company like Infosys says by 2024, 70% of our, 80% of our people will be working from home. So it has given opportunity to people to think in a very different way. And
yes.
while yes, change is daunting, it is difficult to leave your comfort of your homes and go to work. I mean, I myself notice that I've become so lazy. I don't want to step out of home, Kiran.
Yeah,
There was a time when I would look forward to weekends and going out and eating out, but right now, I mean, I don't know if it's age or it is COVID or whatever. We just order home. I order at home and enjoy the time with the family.
that has changed.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I lost you, Kiran. Dobara bolo.
That has become the norm. It has changed. People are
Yeah, yeah.
food out and people are not interested in visiting places. They're very happy in the comforts of their home, and rather home food is also preferred over outside food in a big way now. So yeah,
I'm
those
so
changes
glad
have
to
come.
hear. I'm so glad to hear this, and I think if that's really the truth, and majority people feel like that, I think we should see COVID as a very big lesson because finally we are valuing the most invaluable things, the most precious aspects of our life.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
it is.
so
It is.
yeah, in order to settle down, I think whenever we join, so I will talk about some basics here, which haven't changed, will not change, frankly. COVID or no COVID, virtual or reality. Uh, One, I think you don't get a second chance to make the first impression.
Hmm.
So when you enter your office the day one, day two, be conscious about what you're being perceived as because that impression will go a long way, right?
Yes.
Two, I've already talked about own up your break, own up wherever you come from. What are your roots? If you took a break, if you're coming back to work after 5 years, there are thankfully companies now which are supporting women after break, be it a part of DEI. But I know a lot of companies are also doing before this DEI became a rage women returning back to work. So own up that break, own up that truth. Uh, we cannot deny that while all this is important, the most important thing why we are being hired in a company is to do a job, right?
Hmm.
You're not expecting any favors, and there are no favors actually. So let's not forget somebody hired you, took that decision because you are good at something. So you have to make sure that you know your job bloody well.
Hmm.
You have done you are being hired to solve a particular problem because of your expertise. So do that well and brand yourself. One thing is doing it well, but also how people perceive you. Have you branded yourself well? Be it through your conversations, be it through the way you carry yourself, be it through, say, a LinkedIn profile, or the way you communicate, and the way you perform. How seriously do you take your work? So know your job well and make sure. I'm not saying you blow your trumpet, but if need be, then do that also. Whatever it takes to brand yourself. People, we are very modest people, Indians. When I do resumes for a lot of senior people, they tell me all the time, "Chinmay, but ये तो काम मुझे करना था ना, मतलब why should I tell it in a resume?" I said,
Yeah.
sir, resume is not meant for modesty. अगर आपने कुछ अच्छा किया है, If you will not blow your own trumpet, then who will? Right?
Yes, absolutely.
And we are in a competitive world, and I'm not saying कि आपको किसी और को गड्ढे में डालना है अपने growth के लिए, but at least be take pride in your work and say that enough, do that enough to brand yourself. Changes are always going to be part of our life. That's the only constant. And if we are not changing and not growing, then we will die. As simple as that. While I'm against being extremist and saying black or white and all that, but this is the truth, a bitter truth of life. That. So expect changes and be clear about your boundaries. As I said, do not. We have this tendency जब हम कोई नई job join करते हैं तो extra काम कर रहे हैं, दूसरे का भी हम काम कर रहे हैं, boss का भी हम, you're putting so much of effort.
Yes.
But if you remember, the whole thing about boundaries. अगर आप आज वो एग्जाम्पल सेट नहीं करोगे तो टुमारो यू विल हैव टू पे अ प्राइस. फिर आप इसी चीज को लेके आप 6 महीने बाद रो रहे होगे, राइट? कितना काम कराते हैं. So and you have to communicate कि ये मेरे लिए important है. So if I am not available on a Saturday, I am not available. And there are ways to communicate. I'm not saying झंडा लेके हमें fight करना है, but आप उसको in a discreet way, in a nice professional manner, you can communicate that these are my boundaries.
Yes.
Right? So do not overcommit, always undercommit and overdeliver. Let the actions speak for themselves, right? And when you join a new job, you have to create new routines.
Yes.
So make new routines, create a structure, which we've already talked about. Then there's a saying I know, I love actually, when in Rome, do as Romans do.
Yeah.
So yeah, so keep low key. There's a template I give people in my coaching. It's called 30, 60, 90-day plan. So that is something, Kiran, जो हम sales में हम सुनते आए हैं, right? कि 30 days में आप कितना करोगे business. So 30, 60, 90-day plan helps you transition कि आप first 30 days में क्या achieve करोगे, next 60 में क्या करोगे. So that within 3 months you transition smoothly in your new organization, build relationships, learn about the culture. So initially, first few months or maybe 1 or 2 months, follow the culture, understand the culture. Just be like a fly on the wall for a few days to understand the dynamics. And I would say stay away from the office politics. I mean, अब हर जगह होती है. We can't. It's inexplicable and inevitable. But try and stay out from gossiping and just be an observer. And that's when you can settle down. And I think don't overthink this. I know it's hard to go back to work. It's a new routine after all. But we were anyway doing this few years ago, and just change से हम निकल के आए हैं. I think उससे बड़ा change तो नहीं है ये, right? We know this one. थोड़ा certainty है, correct?
हाँ, बिल्कुल.
I hope that helps. I hope that helps people who are watching.
Yes. Chinmayee, we are almost at closure level. I want you to tell us your parting words. आप क्या कहना चाहेंगी जाते जाते?
I can go on and on. I'm so passionate about this topic and work. I think if somebody wants to take a keyword today, it should be balance, Kiran. I have seen it all. When I say that, I don't say it with arrogance, but with all humility. And having seen people who've achieved it all, they're unhappy. Excellent job, great company, driving a big car, unhappy. People who are not healthy, unhappy. So just the fact that if you can find out what makes you happy, what kind of work. हम लोग बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते हैं कि पर्पस नहीं है, लाइफ का पर्पस क्या है, या जैसे मेरा पर्पस है तो इट मेक्स मी somebody else a superhuman. ऐसा नहीं है. It is just that आप डिसाइड कर लीजिए कि आपको अपने लाइफ को क्या मीनिंग देना है, अपने करियर को क्या मीनिंग देना है, किस चीज से आपको खुशी मिलती है. वो जॉब किसी के लिए सिर्फ एक पेचेक भी हो सकती है. दैट्स परफेक्टली फाइन, किरण. जरूरी नहीं है कि हम सबको एक पर्पस ही ढूंढना है लाइफ में. मिल जाता है तो वंडरफुल, नहीं मिलता तो जस्ट डिसाइड कि यार मुझे ये करने में मजा आ रहा है. आई विल डू दैट, एंड इफ इट कैन गिव मी सम मनी, ग्रेट. एंड व्हेन यू सॉरी गो ऑन किरण.
जो लोग इतना पर्पस को इतना बड़ा चढ़ा के उसको एक बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा बन गया है आजकल का कि व्हाट्स योर पर्पस इन लाइफ. आई थिंक वी शुड गो इजी ऑन दैट. And
it sounds very sexy. It sounds very sexy, but do you have what it takes to pay the price if you really look at it as a purpose? And अच्छी बात है अगर आपको अपना purpose मिल गया है तो. और जिसको नहीं मिला वो भी ठीक है, इट्स परफेक्टली फाइन, बट मान लीजिए आपको माउंट एवरेस्ट चढ़ना है, एंड आई कोड किरण, लेट मी जस्ट ट्राई स्विचिंग माय वाईफाई कनेक्शन, कैन आई टेक अ मोमेंट, मे बी कैन यू
it's
सी
okay.
मी क्लियरली? इट्स ओके,
I can hear you.
बीच में क्रैक हो रहा था, सो आई थॉट, so I give an example to somebody in my family who's constantly in a rush always. So I always tell her that आप ऐसे करते हो काम जैसे आप किसी माउंट एवरेस्ट पे चढ़ना था और आप चढ़ गए, और उसके बाद आप देख रहे हो नेक्स्ट इससे ऊपर क्या है, यू नॉट इवन नोटिसिंग कि आप समिट पे आ गए हो, आप व्यू एंजॉय नहीं कर रहे हो, आप लोगों के साथ सेलिब्रेट नहीं कर रहे हो. सो while we are all busy pursuing our dream jobs or careers or money or the next big car or the next big house, make sure you smell the coffee, you enjoy the rain, enjoy
Enjoy.
dancing with your
Enjoy.
soulmate or with your friend.
Yeah.
Enjoy your journey. Absolutely,
हमारे
absolutely.
हमारे व्यूअर ने बहुत खूबसूरत स्टेटमेंट लिखा है. कैन यू रीड इट विथ मी? बी अ गुड ह्यूमन बीइंग मे बी द पर्पस ऑफ लाइफ.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nimisha. Thank you for sharing, and I acknowledge that. And yes, I think basically, the human purpose is to be happy and experience joy, because that's what our soul is, right?
Yeah,
That is something we all
happy.
know. So ultimately, to do what makes you happy, and yeah, just be good at whatever you do. And the final
Yeah.
words, if I can tell you, I love what Gary Vaynerchuk says: macro patience and micro speed. That's the winning combination.
Repeat,
Let me,
Chinmay.
I will. Macro
Uh,
patience, and micro speed. That is the winning combination.
maybe you'll have to explain. But our founder is with us on our chat tonight. Neha, you can read Neha's name, Neha Karekanabar.
Yeah, hi Neha. Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited. I and Kiran are having a ball today, and I
Yeah.
hope you were there all through the this amazing chat that I'm having with Kiran. And thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Macro patience and micro speed. Yes, that's right. That's right. And when
Because
you're in speed, yeah, you don't have time to overthink things also.
yeah, that's true. That's true. So wonderful session, Chinmay. We really had a good discussion,
Thank
and
you,
this
Kiran.
was. And I'm sure the working scenario has the need for people like you to guide, support, and help so that they are able to find some joy, some balance, like you very correctly said, in their lives. And it is so important in today's times to, especially for our moms out there on the Unimo platform, who are always with us. And they have been okay, I would like to interrupt here. People work ulta with micro patience and macro speed. That's what Neha has to say. So
Absolutely, Neha. Totally with you on this.
have
Which is why I love this quote by Gary Vaynerchuk.
wonderful. So
Any
yeah,
questions, Kiran? Do we have any questions from the audiences?
no, we do not. Maybe somebody will reach out to you directly, Chinmay, after
Sure,
going
sure.
through.
Sure, I'd love to have somebody connect with me, anything to do with clarity in career, branding, and I'm also having a workshop on the 14th of October on 5 secrets to interview success. The link is there in my bio. My name is Chinmayee Abbey, and you can also connect with me at Change Your Story page. Yeah.
Fabulous. Sounds so good, Chinmay. Wishing you
Awesome, Kiran.
a
Thank
very,
you so much.
very happy Dasera to the audience, to you, Chinmay.
Thank you, Kiran. Wish you the same. Wish everybody the same.
God bless. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and really grateful for this amazing opportunity, and more power to women, more power to
Yeah.
mothers, moms. I think we have a great job at hand. Frankly, हमको life में कहीं देखने की जरूरत नहीं है. We have this great responsibility to bring up the next generation, and I am sure everybody is doing the best, doing their best at it. So that's a great job you're doing.
I was very
Thank
happy.
you.
She said, I'll definitely bring you again. So you've been locked, Chinmay.
I'd love to. I'd love to.
That's wonderful. Clap, clap. Great. So wish you a great festive season ahead, everyone, and Chinmay and Neha. And God bless. Take care.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you once again. Good night. Good night, everyone. Bye bye. Thank you so much for all the love. Bye bye.